Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. Talk about the pairs that we talked about at the beginning of the week. See how they've been doing so far, and what we should do to put ourselves in the best situation to actually profit from it. So first pair, let's go over USDCHF. USDCHF, we looked for a buy. We actually entered for a buy last week, and we got 3 entries off of this for that push up. Let's go ahead and look at our entries. Here, and here. One of them have actually hit take profit. We talked about that in our last call. Let's go ahead and hide that. You can see this one is in profit, and right now we have a few aggressive moves pushing down before I believe this was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday we had this aggressive move pushed down, but didn't really put us in any major danger. But like if you're managing this trade, we're up 65 pips, we were risking 40 pips. Bare minimum, your stop loss is at break even. All right, so we're at a risk-free trade at the moment, and we're in profit. So not much to worry about. Gonna be holding strong on this long-term trade that we have here, simply because I'm looking to hold it for a longer period of time. I'm going for about 300 pips, and obviously there's gonna be some ranging within that. Okay, so only reason I would really close is if I get a reversal pattern on the daily time frame. Now it is possible price could come back down to the bottom of the zone and form a triple bottom here, right? But that's pretty unlikely. You don't see a lot of triple bottoms, but it's always a possibility. So we could be on the lookout for a little deeper pullback here. And in the case of that, I mean, I'm willing to just let price do what it needs to do. I'm not really too worried about not securing any profit from this trade because we've already secured profit. Let's go ahead and go to UJ. But if you guys do have any questions or have any questions about USDCHF in particular, or anything like that, or any other pair that I talk about, go ahead, comment in the chat section so I can answer your question. But that being said, like, I'm not going to do anything with this pair. I mean, I think it's good. There's no real opportunity that I'm really looking to capitalize off of unless price comes back down to this zone. Yeah. But overall, I'm looking forward to scale up even higher, about to that black line like we talked about. Let's go ahead and go to UJ. UJ, we looked for a buy. We got that buy off the breakout of this pattern, and caught a nice little 80 pips. All right, it really required nothing but patience. Like, as long as you weren't scared of these just short little pullbacks that happen, hit take profit, and price is actually scaling up even higher. Now, as price gets closer to that trend line, we're gonna see what we can do to capitalize off of it and see if there's another opportunity that presents itself to us. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and remove all these drawings on here and see if there's another opportunity starting from our weekly time frame. Do that. Okay, we got price boxed in with those zones there, basically giving us our supply and demand zone, and we see where we're acting within the channel. Okay, we can see price has recently visited the top of the channel, and we'd like to see it revisit the bottom of this channel one more time. Now, on a lower time frame, it looks like we do have a downtrend here. We got 2 touches there, and we're gonna see how price reacts to that trend line as it gets up to that point. But if price breaks that trend line, I'm looking for price to go higher to the top of this channel. Okay, and if price respects the trend line, I'm looking for price to at least come to the bottom of this demand zone and potentially past it. Okay, but yeah, so those are the 2 scenarios based off the weekly time frame. Let's go ahead and go to the daily. Off the daily time frame, we obviously now have a uptrend if TradingView corrects itself. All right, got a nice little uptrend there. Okay, it's a very tight uptrend. So the steeper the uptrend, the steeper the trend, like the less respected it's going to be long term. Okay, so this could be easily broken, but it is very, very steep. Let's go do that. Yeah, that's fine. So a very steep uptrend. We got our impulse correction. We got an impulse coming here, and we're looking for price to pull back about to this area. And let's go ahead and refine that by finding other areas where prices actually respected that. Let's go to the 4-hour. Okay. So I'm gonna move it up a little bit higher because it looks like it could potentially test right up here in that area. And if we extend it more to the left, let's see if it tests any more areas around that level. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I really like that. I like that zone. I'm definitely looking for a buy if price gets down to there. If it moves down there correctively, of course. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my alert. Okay, there we go. And let's change that to every time. All right, so looking for price to scale up higher to that trend line potentially, and pawn price, like if price reaches that trend line, going to be looking at the pattern that's there to dictate whether we're selling or buying. Obviously, if this trend line breaks, you're looking for a setup to the sell for a sell and looking to sell down to this demand zone here. Okay, I'll go ahead and draw it out. First, an initial setup that I'm looking for, correction down to here, could potentially come down a little bit lower than that, but in the case of that, we're just going to be extending the trend line, of course, just looking at the pattern and then looking for it to scale up to that trend line up there. Okay, second scenario we're looking for, if price comes down impulsively, we're looking for a correction here, and then we're looking to sell down to that demand zone. Right now, long term, like we said on the weekly time frame, I'll just do it on the daily so we don't have to go so high. We're looking for how price reacts in this area here. If it gets up to that area, if it respects it or breaks it. If price breaks here, we're looking for it to continue up to that trend line there. If price respects it, looking for it to come down to here first, and if it decides to break through it, looking for it to correct and come down lower to the bottom of that weekly channel. Okay, but those are the scenarios that we're looking for on UJ, and those are the two main pairs that we're paying attention to for the week. So far for the week, we're up about we're up some pips right now. We caught 80 on UJ. I believe we caught 102. Yeah, we caught 102 on USDCHF. So we're at 182. Secured 182, and then floating in profit on USDCHF. Round that to 70. So 252. Oh, I just messed up. 252 plus, let's say 30. 282. So up about 282 for the week. So overall, pretty good week. And if your risk, I mean, we have 4 to 1s. We're up at least we're up at least a little over 2%, or not 2%, but a little over the 2 to 1 risk to reward ratio that we had here. Jeez, I'm saying that all the way wrong. We're up a little over 2 times what we were risking on this trade. Okay, so let's say you risk 1%. I'm just rounding down in this scenario. Let's say if you risk 1%, you're gaining 2% here. On the previous trade that hit take profit, I believe we had a 3-to-1. So that's another 3%. That's a total of 5% on our UJ trade. We had 80 pips, and I believe we risked. Honestly, believe we risked only one of that, right? Oh, we had about a 2.5. So that's about 7% gain within a week, which honestly is crazy. That's wild. Yeah, but those are the pairs that we were paying attention to, or that I'm really focused on for this week. And there's not really much else that I'm pouring too much attention on. We'll go back over GJ, since we did just finish up a major move on there, and it is ranging actually really nicely. I believe I sent that on the chat. If you were paying attention and went ahead and looked at it, you would have saw the nice little buy opportunity right here to the top of that range. Okay, now that we see that we have actually gotten to the top of that range, price has actually formed a double top here. But this is a very risky area to actually buy, because if we look on a higher time frame, price is overall in an uptrend. Okay, did I say buy? It's a very risky opportunity to sell. Man, I need some water. That's why I'm mixing up my words so much. But okay, so like I said, like, we're in an uptrend overall. This is the daily time frame. We're just in a nice little uptrend, and we see prices ranging here to form a potential pattern. Now, I would love to see price come back down one more time and come down here, even come down here one more time to the bottom of this, to the bottom of the channel that's formed. I would love to see that, and I would definitely enter there. Like we said in our previous in our trades that we've taken on this uptrend, we're looking for price to actually scale up to the top of this channel here. Okay, now in order for price to get up to that point, price is gonna have to break this level, right? This previous high that it's had. Okay, so could see a lot of action within this, could see a lot of consolidation. That could trip some people up thinking it's gonna reverse or think it's gonna push through. Now, as long as we're in this uptrend, I will stick to the side of buying. So I'm looking for price to actually push past that area and go up to there, and actually come up to this area right around here. Okay, so the opportunity I'm waiting for is price to come down to the bottom of this channel, give me an opportunity to buy, and then buy up to that area. If we go down to a lower time frame and see what we can capitalize off of today, or within the next few days even. Short term, I'll be looking for sales. Let's go ahead and delete this garbage down here. Delete. Yeah, short term, I'm looking for sales. Like I said, we got a nice little double top right there, and price is at the top of this range. I would like to see price break here, give us a nice setup, and then come down to the bottom of here. Now, if that doesn't happen, what I'll wait for is price to break this zone, give me a setup, and then look for a buy. That's GJ. Let's go ahead and look at CJ. CJ. What I've been waiting on here is this expanding triangle to finish up. Let's go to the daily. Reset that. I've been waiting for this expanding triangle to finish up. It's gotten to my zone, but hasn't really made a major, what do you call those things? Hasn't given me a real signal to actually enter and look for that sell. So still waiting on this, and price could potentially go up to the top of the channel like always. Price could go the opposite way, but I'm still sticking with this sell opportunity just because of this pattern that I see. And even zooming out, I don't really see just yet a strong buy pattern, at least the patterns that I pay attention to. So I wouldn't be buying this anyway. So I'm just looking for a strong, you can say engulfing candle JCP here to actually enter for that sell. Let's see how much it's moved up so far. Okay. I'll just go down to there. Next, I already talked about that. We already talked about that. EU is beautiful. Like, this is, I think this is a really easy trade. I'm definitely gonna take advantage of this, and probably gonna take multiple entries off this trade. Obviously gonna take care of my risk, like you should also do. Should always pay attention to your risk. But basically, I'm looking for price to come down here and test this area, and looking for a buy opportunity up to that supply zone up there. Okay, now if price gets down to here, obviously be aware that price could come lower. Okay, it could come back down to this demand zone that we have, and test that area. Okay, just giving us a deeper area to buy from. Let's go ahead and put those things on there. Yeah, that's nice. And let me change this to every time. Now with that, I was pay attention to the correlation between USDCHF and EU. Let's go ahead and go to next one, CADJPY. I'm not really interested in it, but if you are interested in CADJPY, could be testing this area here and then looking to sell from there. That's pretty much everything I'm gonna say about that. Well, I'll say something else. If price breaks through above it, obviously wait for setup. Could be inverted head and shoulders and looking for the top, looking for it to move upwards. But I would be sticking to the sell side of this if I was paying attention to it. Why do I feel like we literally just went over this? That was CADCHF, not CADJPY. Alright. So, obviously, I need to get hydrated and catch up on my words. But that's pretty much the morning session. That's really all I'm paying attention to. I'm not really just sitting on my hands for the moment, waiting for my alerts to go off to enter. Okay. I will go ahead really quickly look at gold for you. Now, if you know me, I don't like gold. I don't like trading gold. Sometimes I should, but I don't. But we got that sell on gold, it looks like. I believe on the last call, I mean, what we have here is actually a setup for a sell. And I believe I said look for, yep, I remember now. Okay, I said look for a short-term sell on gold here. I was looking at a triangular pattern. Now that triangular pattern actually converted into just a regular flag. Okay, even if you looked at that zone and if you wait for the confirmations that I personally have, prices come to the zone, so we know we're looking for that looking for that setup, waiting for it, and we actually got it here, added to the evening star. So great opportunity to enter. We got that. Let's say you entered here, you set your stop loss. However you set your stop loss, if we're going to go really basic, let's say you set it above the impulse. Setting above the impulse doesn't make sense in this situation because I said simply go down to the bottom of the correction and look at least for a 2-to-1. So this would have been the trade that I would have took if I was watching this. Yeah, so SL is just above the pattern. Okay, but obviously price gave us way more than that, and gave us a few setups along the way. Few decently sized setups, not just little short little short things that most people won't be able to catch. But nice setups down there as well. Okay, it dropped a lot of pips. Nobody really cares about how many pips for the moment, but right now what we got, prices tested our trend line. I believe this is, yep, price tested our trend line and is actually giving us a buy setup right now. Okay, let's go to the 1 hour and see if we see it there. Yep, it looks pretty decent on the 1 hour, but you're probably gonna want to look at this on the lower time frame. Okay, based off the 1 hour, the zone that I'll be looking to buy this at is right here. Now on the lower time frame, it will be a different zone. I believe we saw something a little bit earlier. It's 15 minutes. Yeah. So first check out this area. If I was trading this, I would first take my opportunity here. If I do get my final JCP in this zone, I would buy here. And if I get stopped out, I would move my zone down to my original 1 hour one, and then I would just buy there. Now, let's say for instance you take those opportunities and let's say you risk, let's keep the math simple, let's say you risk 1%. If you risk 1% on this first entry here, and let's go ahead and bring up a visual for it so everyone sticks with me. Okay. So this is the first zone that we're looking to buy at. We get our final confirmation there. We enter for a buy here. Okay, we set our SL. Let's say we just set our SL below the zone that we have placed here. We could go for a 2-to-1, but honestly, most people are gonna go for more. Okay, let's say you go for a nice little 6-to-1 up there because we're in a very, very strong uptrend and we're looking for price to push up very strongly. Okay, you're risking only 1% for a potential gain of 6%. Okay, so if you lose, you lost 1%, but you still know there is a 6% or greater opportunity out there for you. Okay, I'm gonna show you what I mean. Let's say price goes below, hits our SL, we lost 1%. Now we're down 1%. Okay, but we still have this moving down correctively. We still have informative pattern for us, and we have price reach this zone here, which is our second opportunity to enter. We go ahead, enter here, set our SL, let's say arbitrarily below that kill zone, and then we go even to the same take profit area, and now that 6% has turned into about a 7% return, right? So you basically make up for that 1% loss that you had. I don't like to use the term like make your money back because it conflicts a mindset that you typically want to try to keep, as far as there's always opportunities. There's no like, there's always an opportunity, right? There's always an opportunity to gain profits in the market. You don't, in every single trade that you place is an individual trade. You don't want to relate them together. Okay, so I personally like this trade, and I would take both opportunities if I traded gold. So go ahead, look at this. If you like the setup, go ahead, take it. If you don't, I mean, that's up to you. Boom, boom. But let's go ahead and put both of them so we remember both of those. Okay, and we'll go ahead and take a look at this on Monday, and I may even send this out to the group chat or the server. Now, if you are not in the Discord group, the D4X Discord group, go ahead, click the link in the description. I send out charts, I post live calls, and I even do backtesting from time to time, like live backtesting, so you can see what I actually use to do that or what I actually use to practice. Also in the description, trading psychology playlist. I've put together basically a YouTube playlist that really helped me as I've grown in developing my consistency as a trader and developing the right mindset. And I believe those recordings really help out a lot, so I strongly recommend going through that if you believe that your problem at the moment is your mindset, but you don't typically know how to think, or it's a struggle for you to consistently think in a certain way or act upon the thoughts that you know you should be doing. Okay, but that's the call. I really appreciate you guys hopping on. Hope you like, comment, and subscribe to the video, and I will catch you guys again on